Hey Westies, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be reviewing Project Deja Vu Season 4, Episode 7 of Rainbow High. Now, considering that we're already 7 episodes in, well, that depends on whether or not you consider the first episode an episode when it was basically a prolonged trailer. But considering that we're already 7 episodes in, I would say we're like approaching the 1/4 part of the series, considering that the series typically ends around like 30, 25 episodes if I remember correctly. But I feel like this episode does try to spice things up, but I feel like it falls flat eventually. So let me get into the review and explain why I feel this way. So we start off our episode introducing, Sunny and Luna. Sunny's in her fantastic fashion dress for literally no reason. And I feel like this is such a missed opportunity because the show keeps having the series 1 girls show up for no actual reason in their fantastic fashions outfits just to advertise it. But I feel like, what is the point of this whole series if not for the fantastic fashion line? Because all the dolls, the Shadow High Series 3 dolls and the Rainbow High Series 5 dolls were all released, I believe before the fantastic fashion dolls. So the fantastic fashion dolls are newer, therefore they have, more purpose to advertise them. Why not have the competition be them leading up to that event where all the girls are chosen as models, and like one group designs like half of the dresses and the other group designs like the other half or something. Like, I wish they could incorporate that more into the plot, because this is like a fashion reality TV show competition. So what's the point of having all these amazing outfits go to waste? Okay, now I'll actually review the episode. So we start the episode off with some characters discussing about specifically Michelle, talking about, I feel like there's going to be a twist this episode, which I feel like that's the show and the writers pretty much patting themselves on the back. There's going to be a twist, you guys. And I don't know, I'm just not obsessed with it. It's a short line, but it just feels so self-gratifying. Oh, there's a twist. I expect them to do something new and different, which I would hope they would do something new and different, but I wouldn't quite call this episode new and different. So we introduce Maria Garcia, as always, and this is when the plot really starts to kick itself forward. Today, they're going to use the same color wheel that I believe they used last time to decide their theme. And here comes a pretty pointless scene. The wheel spins to the rainbow patch once, and then they spin it again. No, it spins itself again for literally no reason, but it lands on the patch a second time anyway. So what was the point of that? Like, I honestly feel like that was just to fill in extra time, but whatever, not a big deal. I just feel like, what's the point? So, both teams, Team Rainbow High and Team Shadow High, are going to recycle fabrics from their first project that they did on the show. So, I feel like that's a pretty interesting concept, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Michelle is chosen as leader of Team Rainbow High, and Glitch, aka Reina, is chosen as team leader of Team Shadow High. Now, I feel like this episode does acknowledge something that a lot of episodes have been doing, but we'll get to that later. So, the Rainbow High team is in distress considering the fact that their first project was an accessory project, so they can only technically use their accessories. They eventually come up with the idea of a chainmail dress, which, if you know anything about fashion, once Victoria like lined up those like earrings like that, I just knew chainmail dress. My question is where they were going to go with this, considering we haven't gotten any doll leaks that would suggest like a chainmail dress of that sort, but we'll see. So moving on to Shadow High, they have this sweater, which of course they use in their first project, but then this like white dress fabric thing comes out of nowhere, which I feel like they wanted to make these dress specifically and then use the projects they had to fit into the mold. Because for Rainbow High, the chainmail dress doesn't work for them since they technically only made 2 earrings. The 2 earrings was their project. If they made multiple earrings for some reason, maybe test earrings or something that were scrapped for whatever reason, they could make a chainmail dress out of that. But even then, the final result of the chainmail dress looks nothing at all like, the actual earrings that they used. I just wish this challenge had gone by a different name because both teams used completely different fabrics that were not in the originals to make their new dresses. And I feel like it's kind of a plot hole. So back to Shadow High. Apparently, they tried doing this dress for whatever reason that was never shown in the original. And the only reason I can think of that it wasn't shown in the original is because the writers just came up with this on the spot because they couldn't actually make an actual dress with a sweater. But the point is, they're supposed to be making a formal dress. And now it's time for check ins. So, Shadow High has started with their sweater dress, and Maria comes in and it's like, cool concept, but it's kind of baggy. It's giving trash bag core. And that's not great. It's not figure hugging, but it's not loose at the same time. It just kind of awkwardly lumps around. She didn't say all that. Those are like my critiques, but you feel me here, right? So, of course, Glitch gets a bit upset with her team or whatever, and she's like, what? Let's try something new. Let's write stuff on the dress. And something that I also find really funny is that when Glitch is telling people to write stuff on like a piece of paper, Rex and Monique write something down on the paper and like they make it seem like this big sketch, but at the end, when you see what they actually wrote, why were they acting like it was so special? Those are like the most basic words on the planet. So back to Team Rainbow High, they're making a chainmail dress, which I just wish they would have said inspired by your first project and not like using your actual or like reusing your actual first project because the chainmail, the earrings that they used is not on the chainmail dress at all. So what's the point? As soon as this scene came up, I knew who was going to be eliminated. Glitch walks in and sees that Maria Garcia is, praising the other team's side. And she notices, like, I've got to step up my game. I can't leave. So the Team Rainbow High, decides to make the dress less costumey by, like, removing accessories. And that's when Glitch sees this and makes this realization. First, she's stressing herself out and, things aren't just working out for her. But then she said something in her confessionals that I feel like is so true. She says that it's typically the leader of the losing team that goes home, and she doesn't want to go home. She really wants to stay. So this happens, and when this happened, like I just knew Glitch was going home. There was just no way that she wouldn't go home after this. So Team Rainbow High is magically missing their beads all of a sudden. And they ask, Ayo, Glitch, like, have you seen my stuff? Like, do you know where it is? And she's like, no, I haven't seen it anywhere. And Rex is like, girl, no. And then he sees this one, like piece drop, and he's like, ah, no. No. And he realizes, girl, you stole it. And he pretends to yawn and, like, knock it over and like King, I'm sorry, but King, I'm liking Rex more and more by the day. I'm so glad that they gave a male character an actual personality. Like he has flair, he has style, he has energy, and he's like, cheating is the most basic form of basic. And I can't help but agree even more. So, real quick side note about Rex, I feel like he has personality compared to all the other male guys who have like, the same bland personality. But, that's just how I feel. So now it's time for the runway, which one last thing, Maria Garcia conveniently saw what happened, which is, spoiler alert, why Glitch gets eliminated later because they found out that she was cheating. But I feel like this doesn't make any sense because, oh, Maria Garcia just conveniently happened to walk by conveniently, like while someone was doing something bad. It just feels so forced and far fetched. It's not like she has her own control room where she can see everything that goes on. No, she personally had to walk right over conveniently as that was happening. I feel like that's super pathetic and lazy writing. At the end of the day, as soon as I saw both dresses, I knew that Rainbow High was going to win because their chainmail dress actually ate. And also, it's supposed to be inspired by their first look, but they didn't even use their original earrings. At the end of the day, Glitch gets eliminated, not surprising. I just wish this episode had mixed it up a bit more instead of calling itself out. But what do you think? See you later. Bye.